Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are now live. I'm going to do the last section of walls. Now, just so you're aware, the last section of walls is this section. See, this half is done. There's a hallway here that leads to Carrie's office. So I have to enclose the bathroom area and the closet, my closet. Anyway, here we go. Excuse the view, but I got to carry some boards out there and do some chopping. 7 foot half inch is the key. Hey, Poochie, you come to visit me? Hey, good girl. You're through digging in your hill? All right. Seven foot half inch. Put all those scraps away nice and neat. My wonderful boards. All right, so let me guide you guys to this area. Back you guys up a little. And oh, by the way, there's the dog just roaming around, helping me, of course, because, yeah, sure, she's helping. Let me get a little closer. So, first thing I do is mark the top and bottoms, top plate and bottom plate of the walls. Because the one side, because then I put the verticals in there. Not rocket science. Finding one of my 3 measuring tapes at any one point is rocket science at this point. All right. Round layer cylinders. All right. And this thing's been around for ages. I got a real nice one I use, but it's heavier, 33 footer and stuff. But the lightweight standard for carrying it around all day and measuring, I mean, it's all dented and stuff, but works fine. And don't bother. I mean, I know there's a lot of you that try to save money and replace they sell the tapes, and you can just open it up and replace the tape. Come on, there's very few people I know who do that. The ones that do it to save money. You don't save money. You're spending an hour of your time or half an hour of your time far less, it's far cheaper to buy a fully, just a full tape measure. If you're that cheap, pick one up at Harbor Freight for free when the deals come around. All right, so from the wall, I go every 16 inches. First I do one at the end, and then they're every 16 inches on center, the studs. And the reason for that, aside from uniformity and structure, the reason for that is because this way we have the drywall evenly spaced, nice and vertical, and you know where to put the screws. If not, it would be a nightmare trying to find it. Oh, I missed it. Oh, I missed it. Oh, there it is. I don't think so. And yes, it is unbearably hot in Central Florida, so you can imagine. And obviously one at the end as well. Now the key is, when you have, it's 7 feet, half an inch. When they're evenly spaced at 16 inches, the last one is, you're looking at, instead of 16 inches, it's like 3 inches or 4 inches for the last one, because you gotta have one on the end. It either butts up against the wall or it butts up against, in this case, the next one of these. Well, the problem is, when you have them up close together, let's say I butt them up against the wall, I've got a nail driver that I shoot the nail guns in to lock it into the wall. You know, you can use Tapcons and stuff like that, but in either case, you need space to maneuver to drill the hole or to shoot the powder actuated nail gun. And so the best thing I can do is where I have the first 16 inches, that's the side I use against the wall to get space for the gun. This one, I got one of two choices. I can either not put the second one in until after I've secured it to everything, or toenail it sideways. Toenail is easy, so boom. It's a lot easier than down and nailing and nailing. I know a lot of you guys are used to, a lot of you construction folks are used to, hey, what's bending down? That's no big deal. Now, after years and years and years of bending down, a toll on your back, believe me, it's a big deal. You don't care because you're young now. I care because I'm not. And I'm marking them on both, nice and even. Now comes the fun part. I've got 3 or 4 more. Let me double check, see how many boards I have. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll have to cut a few because I just got another load of lumber in. Because I needed it. So. I just want to lay them all out. I've cut a bunch of the 10-footers to 107 inches, which is exactly what I need for this area. 107 inches plus 4.5 inches is 111.5, and it's 112 is the height. So I'll make sure I have 170. Yeah, I want to make sure that it's the right height. In fact, I'm going to double check it now because it does. So the height that I cut these at my bad, it's 106. Okay, so that makes more sense. 106 is because I know that this is at 111. The height of this is at 111. You take off the batten, which is 3/4 of an inch, and give it a little 1/4 inch. That's 110. And 4.5 inches. That's one bottom plate, two top plates. 1.5 inches times 3. That's 4.5 inches. 106 plus 4.5 is 110.5, and 3/4 of an inch is sorry, my mind is going. 106 and 4.5, yeah, that's right. 106 and 4.5 is, might be cutting it not enough. I mean, yeah, it should be fine. Let me see. What do I got here? I've got 2.5 inches to spare. So, all right, let's do this. 1.5 plus 106. That's 107.5. Plus 2 plates on the top, that's 110.5. Plus a 3/4 inch, that's 111.25. So 111.25, and the height of this particular area is, and it changes a little bit, but we're looking at 112. So it's perfect. You want it a little bit, like 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch lower. You want a gap. You don't want these things exactly on to rest on the. You want the interior walls to float. You don't need them. Yeah, you'll nail it for security, so they don't go side to side. But up and down, the last thing you want is a whole bunch of them on top of there, because then you're going to get everything creaking. They're not meant to be load bearing. Load bearing walls, like that long one over there, that's load bearing. That's a different story. That's tied in. That's clamped in. But these, not so much. A little nuances of construction. All right, 106, perfect. Now I gotta make sure all of them are this way, at least all the ones that I have here. There's another one there. See, I'm at the point where I have them, I've been using the 106s for different things, like, I stack them in here to build my walls, et cetera, so I got them stacked all around. And I don't want to miss one because I've cut these. So the last thing I need, I think there's one here. The last thing I need is to have an extra piece that's cut. I'm trying to yield as much as I can from the wood. I have extra, but I'm going to use it for something else. See, here's a 105. This one is not good for my purposes. That was for that area. That area is 105. This area is 106. The walls are an inch higher over here. All right, here's another one. 2. I'll check on everybody in a second. See how you guys are doing. I'm not worried about, by the way, you see here there's one heck of a bow. I'm not worried about the bows as long as the lengths are correct, because if it bows anywhere, I've got a bunch of studs in the middle that are going to be solidifying the wall and acting as a fire break as well. Okay, last one. How many do I have? How many do I need? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I need, I believe, 7, but I'm not sure. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 7, so that means I'm cutting 2 more, folks. Just see how everybody's doing out here in this wonderful land as I go cut 2 pieces. In case you're wondering why I'm stacking a bunch of little pieces of wood over here, 2 reasons. Number 1 is I'm not going to leave them all over the floor. And second reason, the most important, is most of them, I'm going to use as fire blocking because the scrap of the piece I cut is just big enough to fit in between 2 of these studs. So, and since it's required, it's required. So here we go. Enjoy. All right. What I usually end up doing see how that goes. From the wall, the pipe is located just past 68 inches. So if I do it from here, just past 68 inches is good. I can I'm going to mark where I'm going to cut it. So I can cut it on the ground with the Sawzall, and that's what I've been doing, but it's a lot easier to cut it before. So if I remember, which half the time I don't, I'll cut the piece right up here, so when I bring it down, the pipe will just drop it in place. Okay. So, that one goes over there. So it goes over here. And it's time for our nailer. Always check before you start nailing. Always check that you got enough of a comb of nails, because it gets to be a pain in the butt when you go to shoot, and then you need to. For instance, right now I need to shoot at least 4 of them to steady this, or at least 2. And if I only have 1 nail left, I go boom, and then I'm in the middle of a project, and I have to. That's not good. Let's do this one right here. Yeah, it's not the best way to do it, but you know what? It's my way. And that's what I meant by I needed at least 4. Now I got 2 pieces. 2 of these woods are holding this steady, so now I can put the rest of them in place as needed. As I'm drenched in sweat. Back up a little. Make sure it's even, because one time I went off by 1 and it was just a nightmare. drop stuff. All right. Sometimes what I do is I have a stick here, and like I do, and place these on top just to weight it down. It's the creative things you got to do in order to work comfortably, as well as by yourself, because it's not always a choice. Good. See, this is tilting. Easy enough to fix. All right. Do the other side first. What's going on, Poochie? You're a good dog. You're a good foreman. Yes, you are. You're a good little girl. Should I say for a person? I don't think dogs care. I wish people didn't. He, she, I don't care what I'm calling. Just don't call me late for dinner. Right, Pooch? Yeah, you're a good girl. All right. That's why you should always have a hammer near you. But, you know what? This worked. All right. Let's do the old markings, cut, and see what happens. 67.5 to 70.5. 67.5 to 70.5. All right. So a little cutty cut. Sweep a little. Do one little cuts. But before we do, I need to secure these two together so when I fit them down there, they won't droop. Back and knock this out. That'll do. What's the matter, Poochie? Time to get a better blade. Well, nothing I can do about that. This one's gonna droop. Just lift and go. There's no point in having that one there. All right. Whew. I know, Pooch, I know. Okay. 12, 3.5. 12 foot, 3.5. That's a good sized bathroom, huh? I would say. And that's the short side. Okay, checking my measurements. Wow, on the money. 12, 3.5. According to the plans, there's 3 foot, 3.5 between the shower and the jacuzzi. Jacuzzi's 6 foot and the shower's 3 foot. So 9 and 3 foot, 3.5 is 12 foot, 3.5. So let's make sure that this is at proper location and even on both corners. And it is. Wow. Nailed it. And about to nail it. So this is the fun part, folks. This is the ballistics part of our journey. All right. What I got to do now is, this is quite an old, hilty gun, power actuated nailer. It's not really a gun, it's a nailer. So these are the hardened concrete nails and the powder actuated things. First of all, I got to push the plunger down because from the last time, I use a nail because I don't know where my plunger pusher is. Load it. And grab a nail and shoot. And here we go. And it ejects the blank very nicely. You got to close it to push the plunger down or the whole thing will pop out. So you don't want that. So here's the other side. I always try to do at least 2, but we'll see how many I need. These are made for Remington, so I got to hold them so I'm ready. Or they pop out. This is my favorite part. This is my least favorite part. But it is what it is. One in the middle for extra support and good luck. Almost hit pooch there. Now I got to double check the very edge. I don't want this little thing to be out too far or in the wrong place. First of all, what I normally do when I have something separated like this is I grab a longer piece of wood to run it along the side to bring this in where it's supposed to go. And then I also have to make sure that it's the right distance. The distance should be 7.2.5. 7.2.5 or 7.1? Oh, I'm trying to remember myself. I thought it was 7.5. let's just bring it to 7 1/2, because that's what it actually is. It's 7 1/2 inch. See, if it was out too far, I would have had a door not fit on it. There we go. There we go. That is exactly where it goes. That would have been problematic, folks. That would have been problematic. Let's see if I can sneak this in between here. Yeah. There. All right. Here we are. Plunger. So I don't have to do this later. We are pretty much ready with that one. I gotta create the 3 poles on this side for the door, and the beam. But I'll show you in a sec. All right. Let's extend this board. That's where the piece of wood goes. So I'm going to need to cut a few more. I'm going to sit and have a drink, folks, so I'll chat with you guys now for a little bit. Bear with me. Let me go grab my Diet Coke. And if you have any questions, by all means, pose them. I will answer. Beautiful thing about having a fridge in the workplace is having a fridge in the workplace. The dog's back outside, asleep on the hill, repeating, picking away. That's quite entertaining, by the way. I sit and watch the dog. I've got 2 walls left, folks. There's only one problem. And that is, I've got a bunch of boards in the way. So, I'm going to be moving boards for the next little while. Here's, hang on a second. Here's a, let me lower this thing somehow. So those are the boards that I'm going to be moving relatively soon. And it's They're 16-foot boards. They're 1x4s. I got to stack them all down here because right here is where one of the walls goes. And unfortunately, I thought I would have all these boards up there by now, but I didn't. So, how's it going, Dan? So this, Dan, is all the interior work. Just finished doing that wall. I've got one more wall coming this way, to match up with here. So that's the doorway here. Got a wall. That wall comes out here and then there. That's it. That's the last two walls I got. Everything else in the house is done. All the interior walls, all the walls, everything is done. Then I start. I got to start securing walls. Tomorrow, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be hitting the concrete wall with a whole bunch of furring strips. Luckily, I got a nailer, so it's going to be nice and easy. As you see, I don't know if you see it or not. Let me bring you in a little closer. I have marked, as you see the C's, the centers. I've marked the center of everywhere one of those. That's to hold the drywall, folks. So let me sit for a second because I'm about to take my break. So camera, nope, not that thing. Camera, here we go. Settings, camera, and back camera. Go to front camera, mirror my view. Hey folks, how's it going? How do you like my shirt? I'm the boss. My wife said so. My wife said I could be. All right, so let me pan down to where I'm going to be relaxing for the next few minutes. So, no vapor barrier. Vapor barrier is not used around here because it's always a vapor barrier on the warm side, but they recommend a vapor barrier. They recommend in this area no vapor barrier because, there is no warm side, first of all, but they need the walls to breathe both ways. So I actually have the paint and everything on the outside seals the outside wall, and that's the vapor barrier, if you will, is the paint itself on the exterior. You don't want a vapor barrier on the interior because then either water will be trapped between the vapor barrier and the paint, or if you put it even in more, it'll get trapped between the vapor barrier and the paint. The air conditioning does a great job of removing all the moisture inside. The walls are porous enough, even with paint on them. The interior walls, exterior paint's a little different. Trust me, I'm a painter. The interior walls are a little different. They're pretty porous with the paint, roughly. So there's not going to be any crazy amount of moisture trapped in there enough to grow mold or anything like that. Anyway. So yeah, there's no vapor barrier there. There is a wall weather barrier on the, but I got to check with the inspector to make sure that I have to put that on because he told me your next inspection is the wall barrier, but the wall weather barrier, but there is no wall weather barrier. Hey, Pooch, good girl, huh? You been digging up a storm? Oh God, look at your eyes. Go get some water. Go get some water. Good girl. Go get some water. Not a clue. Dumb as a rock, but loyal as a dog. There she goes. There she goes. Just sacked out. She's tired. Someone. Look at this. That is one tired dog. She's been digging up a storm. She's digging at the on the outside on the hill. I've got a mound of fill sand. And she started digging holes all throughout the yard, and I tell her no every time. And then she started digging it, and you could tell her just so many times before you go, listen, I got to get on to my work. I'm not going to be training the dog 24 hours, which is what you have to do to train the dog not to dig. Well, so I saw her digging it's clean fill sand. So the mound was, I say, yay high. Now it's about yay high. I mean, it's incredible how much she's dug. But getting back to the vapor barrier, I got to ask the inspector if I do need the wall weather barrier. The only thing exterior-wise, the only thing I would need a wall weather barrier or Tyvek or whatever you want to call it out there is in between the posts and the beams and the wood cladding that goes on top of them. So it really doesn't, I mean, it's pressure treated lumber, ground contact lumber. It should be perfectly fine. I could just paint on top of it and I don't need a weather barrier. So I will ask him because it doesn't make any sense if you're going to have painted wood on the outside and that's the finished, you know, why do I need to, I'm just going to paint this. Why do I need a wall weather barrier? Whatever. I will ask him. That's it. As far as interior weather barriers, it would be on the exterior walls, and I don't need any. So, but again, on my next inspection, I will ask him because if I do need some, it'll come after the. See, the thing is, I don't have fiberglass insulation on here. I have XPS insulation on the walls. So all I got to do is glue that on the walls, and between that and the drywall, the place is sealed. According to the inspector, aside from that wall weather barrier and the soffit inspections outside, all I need here is insulation, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, rough, and framing. Obviously, I need those 4 before framing. No, sorry. I need those 5 before drywall, and then I can drywall and close everything up. So there's nothing else left. So I've got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 11 inspections left. Not too bad, starting at 37. 11 inspections left, and I could knock off 5 in one blow, but it's going to be a month or 2 before I'm ready for that. So, so how's everybody doing out there? Let's see what you got. I can't even read anymore. Lots of chirping in the back. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I got the old the birds every now and then. So quiet. Deadly quiet. I hear light little chirping here and there. Right now, all I hear are the chickens, and they're 400 feet out, and barely any of them I hear. You know, they're quiet now. They get pretty loud later. The roosters are the ones that get loud. There's the cricket chirping. I don't even notice it anymore. So such a pleasant background noise. You know, I think times like this, I think of my cousin Vinny when when he had all those little woo woo and different owl sounds and all that other stuff. And I got that all around here. The bats, the owls, not as pronounced as it was in the movie, but it's just so funny that he couldn't sleep without a bunch of uh, sirens and street noises and people yelling and rioting. Couldn't sleep in the calm outdoors. I'm gonna make big chasers for your network stuff. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about the network because on the one hand, I mean these days Wi-Fi is so prevalent. There's nothing like hardwire. I'm a huge fan of hardwire. But the thing is, like, well, in Carrie's office, I'm going to wire 2 or 3 networking plugs. Clearly by the bed, I'm going to wire a couple. I'm going to wire 2 or 3 near the top to be connected to access points. However, you know, and in the kitchen, I'll wire 2 or 3 just, you know, if I think ahead of where they're going to be, where I'm going to place the whatever kitchen modules. I certainly want to do one by the fridge because I'm going to have a, hey, Jeff, good to see you. I want to have a Wi-Fi smart fridge. So, I mean, a smart fridge. Now, here's the problem. Most everything certainly carries, like between the phone and the iPad and Chromebook and all that other stuff, even the computer, everything is Wi-Fi. And my kids are all connected to Wi-Fi. They don't plug in anywhere. You know, I'm old school. I have my desktop, I have my computer plugged in, boom. So it's always hardwired. But there's very few things in this house that are going to be hardwired. In fact, all the smart lights are going to be all Wi-Fi. Everything really, everything's going to be connected through Wi-Fi. I will still run the. I'll still run Cat5 cables because I'd like to have power over. Although I don't really. I'd like to have PoE cameras. I mean, I have cameras. They're not PoE, but you can just buy the Ethernet adapter and it's done. I have the cameras that have the 12 volts, the 12 volt cable, and the BNC connector. So I'm wondering, maybe I'll have a chat with you about that, Dan, because I'm wondering if I could just run Cat5 everywhere and deal with the terminations at the end, because it is all interior. One of the reasons that I'm hesitant to use Cat5 outside of the house, when I had my container, I had cameras throughout the outside. And one particular camera I had pointing at the lake. Well, I had 300 feet of cable, Cat5 cable with the adapters out there. Sure enough, lightning hit. Fried 2 or 3 of my cameras, went through the power, fried part of the power. I don't know if it came from, I would assume it came from either that long cable that I had buried underground, because it'll basically, any lightning hits very close around here and very often. So I'm happy I have my surge arrestor, you know, my whole house surge arrestor, but I can't have any kind of wires underground, I've learned, because twice I've been hit with lightning. One time it came in through the CenturyLink line, blew the CenturyLink box, and that's no big deal because they replaced that. But the CenturyLink was also attached through Ethernet. It blew my hub and two cameras, and at another time, two cameras and um, my DVR. I had a Cobra. Now I got a Zosi, but my DVR recorder for the cameras, my CCTV, NVR, whatever you want to call it, it blew the Ethernet connection of that particular unit. Everything else worked fine, but not the Ethernet. So that's annoying. Yeah, absolutely. Man, I'll soak in all the stuff you got to give me, and that's when I'm ready to start wiring for that. I'll definitely give you a call and to have that all in my head and stuff because I've got tons of Cat5 cable from oh my god from when I wired Archbishop Coleman Carroll in Miami. Um, I still have 4 or 5 boxes of 1,000 foot. So Cat5, Cat5e, Plenum rated. So that's decent enough. I don't need Cat 7, Cat 8. You know what the hell for? I'm not running that much bandwidth. In fact, for what I do, 10 gig is plenty. So that's nuts. But have a good one, Dan. I'll be chatting with you soon enough. Good to see you, Dave. Morning. I'm just relaxing here. I just finished another wall, and I'm about to do some moving of lumber because and I'm tired, but I gotta move this. I'm gonna move the lumber, then I'm gonna rest a while, then I'm gonna do the last 2 walls because I've got 2 walls left, and the lumber's in the way. But already, it's beginning to look really nice, really nice. I mean, I'm just about done with the interior walls. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel good. And the best part is, I mean, you can't see it because you're not here, but the camera doesn't do it justice. The space, the incredible amount of space. When I drew out on the lines on the floor, my daughter's, as an example, my daughter's room, it was big, but it didn't look bigger than the one she had over there. But I knew it was because the one she had over there is 10 foot by 11 foot. This one's 11 by 14. So it's a lot bigger. And the one over there had an 8 foot or 7 foot 6 ceiling, 7 foot 10 ceiling. Here it's 9 foot 4. So there's a huge difference in space. Still, just laying it out on the floor in the concrete with no walls didn't make it seem that big. Then when I put the concrete up, when I put the concrete blocks up, it looked even smaller. Now it did look a little bit bigger when I put the trusses up and closed it in, because then for some reason or another, it just made it look, but still, it looks smaller than her room. Then I put the interior walls up, and actually all the walls are in place. Now I'm looking at the space. Oh, it's huge. It's huge. In fact, I'm looking now at here. I'll zoom you around to it. See, down here, this right here, back here is the living room wall. Here's the, put it from this angle so you can see a little better. This is the closet. This is my wife's closet. Now, it doesn't look that big sometimes it doesn't look that big, but we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 16. That's 80 inches across. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 16. So that's 90 and 54 is 144. That's 12 feet by 4, 12 by 6. That's a room. That's not 12 by 6. Can't be 12 by 6. I measured that wrong. That can't be 12 by 6 because that's an entire room. Okay, 10 and a half. 10 and a half by 7. Okay, so we're looking at 10 and a half by 7. That is I mean, look at this closet. This is a walk-in closet, and I'm walking and I'm walking and I'm walking around, walking around there, walking around, walking. This is a great closet. 10 and a half by 7 is a kid's room in many houses. I know I've built houses like that. It's usually 8 by 8. You see 8 by 8 rooms. You see, there's no minimum size really. But 7 by 11 is a good sized room. So that's a nice sized closet. My closet is going to be. Let me see what my closet turns out to be. Not too bad. It's 8 foot by 8 foot by almost 7 feet. So 8 by 6 for 10. Mine is over there, and that's the only thing I don't have done yet is my closet, and because of this pile of wood, which is the wood that goes up there across the battens to hold the drywall. Hey, Dave, good to see you. Yeah, little by little, I'm getting through. It's just, take lots of breaks, enjoy. I mean, I got to tell you, I'm enjoying the journey. I'm enjoying all of this. I can't wait to get back to my life before the build. But it's other than the little bit of social media that I've been doing on Facebook and broadcasting on YouTube and Facebook and chatting with my friends on Facebook very rarely. I've completely lost touch with everybody and stuff. Obviously I still hear all the news. I know when people die, pass away. It's a shame. A couple of friends have passed away in the last 4 years. It's a shame. But yeah, we're getting up there. We're getting up to that age where it never hit me before, because other than my grandfather, and I was 35, I want to say. I was 35 when my grandfather died. My other grandparents died young, but I wasn't as close to them as I was my mom's dad. My mom's mom had Alzheimer's for 14 years, so it was a long goodbye. So my parents' dad, they came in 76, they passed away in the 80s. And so I didn't grow up with them. I didn't like my grandfather, my grandmother on my mom's side. So death really, the first time it actually hit me was a buddy of mine, John Hall, who's 10 years older, who's a fellow woodworker and a longtime friend and stuff. And he's that's where it hit, strong. And believe it or not, other than the only other time that I, my grandfather, of course, the other time I've been I don't know if you want to call it affected by death, but there's a couple of friends online, and I met uh, my friend Jerry Blakesley in person twice, and he was a old curmudgeon spirit and stuff, and he passed away of a heart attack. He was younger than me, and he shouldn't have. You know, on the one hand, you think, oh God, I wish they would have taken better care of themselves. But come on, live life how you like it on your own terms. I would sooner criticize myself for being a little overweight. No big deal. And then my buddy Patrick, who, as much of a hole as he was, he was lives in California. Never met him face to face, but we talked for a while, practically every day and stuff. He had his own little way of being, and again, another one didn't take care of himself, but it is what it is. And he was 35 when he passed. You know, my parents live. Everybody that I know, that I know well, my good friends, they're all. I've had 9 classmates out of a class of 346 pass away, and unfortunately, I didn't know any of the 9. I knew one. One I knew well. The others I never really knew that well. And I know a lot of the classmates well and stuff, but you know, I'm I'm like any other. I'm like any other. It's time to change the battery on my thing. It's like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I have. I guess I'll call it 3 different levels of friends. It's the smallest of which is, yeah, I know of you. A lot of the internet friends are like that. I know of you and stuff. Then there's other closer friends, which I consider friends. Like, Dave's a perfect example. I've met him on a few occasions, and I've talked with him at length. Jeff, you as well. Dan is on the third level, which is one of the closest friends that I have, that I could probably, I would say maybe there's a couple dozen, 3 dozen, maybe more, maybe 100 close friends that you know. So those close friends, that you'd dearly miss. Then there's the other friends that you would miss, and then there's the oh, he passed away, oh, that's a shame kind of friends. You know, I I haven't been affected. Thank the lucky stars. I haven't been really hit too hard with hardships. I've been very lucky in life. Then again, it could also be about attitude, folks. Attitude is everything. Attitude is everything. I've had people. I know people. I know one particular friend, and I'm not going to mention their name. I'm not going to say whether it's a he or she. Where this person doesn't get along with anybody. Okay, I'll say it. It's a she. She doesn't get along with anyone, or very few people. She's been divorced twice, and she blames it on the guy. As an outsider and a close friend of hers, I keep my mouth shut because I'm a friend. I'm very easygoing. It's very difficult to lose me as a friend. But let me tell you, she's one that I wouldn't even think of marrying. It's she's that rough. She has a bad attitude in life. Uh, 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 um, what's the word? A defeatist. attitude. Everything is against her. Everything that happens, she'll find the black cloud under everything. No silver linings at all. You know, well, something good happens for an instant, she'll be happy, and then it'll pass. Wow. You know, sometimes outwardly I appear to complain or this and that, but inwardly, oh my God, I am thankful, blessed, and happy for everything I have, everything that I look for. This is not work for me. This is a journey. This is a blast. I am having so much fun. You know, the hardest stuff that I would consider work, the blocks, the roof, it was is one of those things. The attitude you have to take toward it as well. Just get up, just do it, and move on. Get up, do it. It's over for the day. Get up, do it. Just do it day by day. Just move forward. That's the only attitude I have, and that's probably the worst attitude I had toward anything in this job. Is the roof and the blocks. It's just I'm not like I can't wait till this is over. Oh my God, it's so horrible. It's hard. No, 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 no. Just like the little train that could just you gotta just go forward a little bit. Even if you only go forward 2 blocks, just move forward 2 blocks. If you go forward 50 blocks, great, 50 blocks, you know. And little by little, a month and a half later, 2,814 blocks, you have your walls up. And let me tell you, that day, ooh, now all the happiness comes in. So, you know, I know a lot of people and that a lot of friends that are super happy about everything. Not. I'm not talking blind happiness. Don't blind optimism is a whole other level of wrong. You know, it's like don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You know, just whatever it is, find a way to be happy about it. Not crazy happy, because then when you come down, it's going to be worse. It's just a happy hat. You know, my back's been hurting for the past year. My elbows, my knees and stuff. My optimistic thought is, you know what? It'll lighten up. It'll as soon as I finish building, everything will be back to normal. That may not happen. That may not happen. I may have taxed my body to the point that you know these aches and pains are with me the rest of my life and age. So, you never know. But you know what? I'm going to be sitting on the back porch enjoying the lake. I'm going to be sitting in my warehouse doing some CNC and some woodworking, and I'm going to enjoy every single minute. But here's the kick. I'm enjoying every minute now. I'm in a rush, but as you see, I'm not in a rush. You know, I've got a timeline. October, November. I want to get into the house as soon as possible because my wife and I are living in an RV now. So you know, it's not. It's comfortable. It's wide. It's spacious. It's cozy. But you know, when this is done, it's going to be more so. I could add a storm shelter to the closet. You're right. You're absolutely right. Shoot, I could just put some blocks and concrete and build it that way. Thanks, Ray. Good to see you. All right. I am semi well rested enough. Let me plug in a new battery. Let me aim you guys toward the wood. And now you can watch me lug wood from one area to another out of the way of the. Out of the way of the. I can't even think anymore. Uh, Walls. the walls that I'm going to put up. So here's the. Actually, let me just leave it here for now. I'll go grab my extra battery. Keep my phone charged. One's around here somewhere. charged. You know, this is one of the best inventions that you know, it's not a DeWalt, but it's a DeWalt, knockoff on Amazon. Real cheap. I bought a couple of them. It fits on a DeWalt battery. And this thing will give me 2-3 days of charge from the phone. Keeps it fully charged. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm happy about that. All right. Here we go, folks. Time to settings, camera, and back camera, non-mirrored. All righty. Let's do a little bit of moving. And look at the dog. The dog is perfectly in the position that I'm gonna feel bad moving her, but it is what it is. She's my little puppy. Yeah, you're my little puppy. Yeah, you're my little puppy, aren't you? You're a good girl. You're a good girl. You're a dirty girl from digging in the hill, but you're a good girl. Sorry, Butch, I'm going to be moving here, so. Okay. This plywood up here. You're going to be getting in your steps if you're going to be following me from here to there the whole time, Butch. I know, you think I'm going to uncover the magical lizard that's going to set you free because you love those lizards. All right. Get my gloves on. I always forget my gloves, and then I complain about splinters. If I could find where I left them, I'd be a lot happier. Look all over, don't see them. They're probably, who knows where they are. Doesn't matter. Probably really. Small ones over there. $16 over here. is so fascinated by the possibility of some kind of bug being under there that she doesn't know how dangerous it is to be walking around underfoot. I could start laying these out in the different rooms. Not a bad idea. Yeah, the rooms are not big enough. It's all 16 footers. I might as well just leave them here. Pooch, get out of there. I just moved them. There's nothing in there. You're so loyal, yet so dumb. Love you, Pooch. Yeah, you're a good girl. Yeah, you're a good girl. There's nothing in there. Absolutely nothing. Pooch, out. So if anybody just joined us, I'm moving these out of the way because the last wall is right here. So I thought that I'd be done with these things, but I figured let me do the walls before I start doing the ceilings because It's a long story, but, well, I got time, I might as well tell you the long story. So I bought this, hey, Pooch, yeah, you're a good girl. Out of the way. I bought this lift for $2,000. Fantastic. Used lift. You've seen it on one of my videos, maybe, possibly. And then, well, anyway, so the lift works fantastic. It fits through doorways and all that. And I've got it in the warehouse. I got to bring it back out here. So when I do all the upper work, I'll just do it on the lift. I can actually, it's smooth enough where I can pull myself along. Well, I was going to originally put all these up. Like here, I put them up perpendicularly from the trusses. Every 16 inches. I mean, we're talking, like you see the studs, every 16 inches. Why? That's how often you want the, you could do it every 2 feet, but then the drywall will snag, so there's no point. So you do it every 16 inches, boom. Okay. Now, that was the plan. But between the roof and the windows, and soon the doors and everything, it kept on getting put up. I'm only one guy, I can't do 10 things at once. And I'm trying to get dried in the roof ahead of time. Now I've got time, I'm putting in the walls. And why am I doing the walls before I put the battens in? Well, because the walls, I know exactly how much space to leave, and I've got an inch of space in between the walls and the trusses. So I can easily slide these in anywhere. And the issue is, I'm going to be placing the ones around the perimeter and stuff like that, but I don't want to place all of them. Reason being, if I have everywhere along the entire house, which will eventually end up a 16-inch by, the trusses are 24-inch on center, 16-inch by 24-inch space, it's going to be difficult for me to use the lift through the rafters to put in all the insulation. The electrical wires is no big deal because that'll go along that'll be fine. But, I mean, it's going to be a pain in the butt to do the insulation and all that other stuff. So, that being said, I'll put most of them in, but it's got to be coordinated, you know? I am my own AC guy, so I'm not going to pay an AC guy to crawl in the attic, to go up into the attic and crawl in the attic, when I can do it from down here nice and comfortably. Not if the battens are in place. I can, I'm my own electrical guy. I'll put certain battens in place so I can run the electric between them. So that's not a problem. I'm my own plumbing guy. Again, I got to get up and down into the different areas, especially in the bathrooms. I don't want these battens interfering. I will place them, like from here to here, I can easily place all the battens because the AC duct is over here. I know where they are. I've got them mapped out. So, yeah, it is what it is. But, what is it, Peach? Anyway, so that's the story, why these things have not been put up yet. The biggest issue is time. I haven't gotten around to it yet because I've been doing everything else. case you're wondering, there's about 160 of them. So this will take a while. Find any lizards yet? And it gets some. I didn't think so. It's a spider. Let me see if I can get that spider for you. Almost got it, but not quite. Nowhere close. Not even close. Flattened it with a piece of wood, didn't even know it was coming. It's okay, Ducky. But it's a spider. You don't like spiders, you like lizards. Lizards are what you like. Never met a more particular dog. She will not chase a cockroach, but she will chase a lizard. And the funny part is, Sonny, it's dead. You don't have to check. You don't have to confirm. It's a spot on the wall. So the dog the other day, the crickets were out. And you know how crickets can be. They're everywhere. Cicadas, crickets, I'm not sure what it was, but there were a bunch of them, they were jumping everywhere. This dog starts walking around. The cricket jumps away from the dog, moves a couple leaves. This one thinks that it's a lizard burrowing underground and starts digging in that very spot, even though the cricket's long gone. And she spent the entire day doing this. A cricket would jump over there, she'd rush, she'd dig a hole. Cricket would jump over there, she'd rush, she'd dig. Didn't catch one cricket the entire day, I'm assuming. Certainly didn't catch any lizards because there weren't any. That day. The thing about spiders is spiders move and stop. Lizards just keep going, so this one will chase anything that moves, but not when it stops. When it stops, it's actually like a little miniature Tyrannosaurus Rex. If it doesn't move, at least according to Jurassic Park, then she won't catch it. You're not going to get out of the way until you get hit, are you? And even then. Wouldn't be the first time, it's not going to be the last. See how many I got in each stack. No, Conchita, not light. Right. We'll go 15 high, but no more. You're waiting for me to bring out more creatures. There's no more creatures in here. Maybe. That's not gonna work. Put that one aside, it is so crooked it's not even funny. Oh, that's a little short. Okay. Tire bending, neutral tire bending. I've got about 60 done, so half of the stack. Let's see. 60, let me see. No, I got less than that. It's about that. Let's see, 75. 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, about 19 more. Yeah, I know you like walking up those things. Let me sweep it. This thing's been here since the roof wasn't up and all the leaves. In fact, let me do this the easy way with the blower. Because I can. How's everybody out there? Let me see how you're doing out there in TV land. You're right. You're right. I'll consider fiber. I didn't even see that comment earlier. I'll definitely consider fiber. Oh, found the gloves. Excellent. So, this is my wonderful blower. Which side are you? Got a low battery, so, but I got plenty. Always something fun to watch on Hobby TV. All right. Oh, look at that. This is a piece of wood. And it's a 10-footer. Excellent. I will. That was hidden amongst the rest. Hey. Get out. Okay. Made in USA. Stamp right here. And so is the house. Times like this, I wish I had a miniature fork. Taking a break. I think I'll chat for a little while with you guys because I am beat. And I still have a lot left. Figure, see, that's 75, probably close to 90 there. That means I only have, let's see, 15, 30, maybe 60 left. Maybe 60 left. There were 160 originally, and I got a bunch of them up there. How's everybody doing out there? Oh. Oh, I'll leave you guys watching the. She's yeah. The pooch is interesting, sort of. Don't know what she's looking for, but she's not going to find it. But I wish her the best anyway. And dog loves sniffing new things. With her Liberty Bell bottom. Just too funny. So how's everybody doing out there? I'll get back up to moving these things and finish those last two walls after I give myself a little bit of a break here. And enjoy Pooch Cam. Hey Poochie, what you doing, huh? I could just make it easy on myself and just drag the remaining ones, just move them out of the way of that one wall, which is right here. Just got to slide these over, but then they'd be hanging on top of. Nah, it's no good. Because they would be hanging on top of these pieces of wood, and I don't need any more bends in them that they already have. I have no idea what she's looking for, but she spends the entire day looking for it. Yeah, another 2 minutes and I'll grab a few more. I piled up in a different area. There were a stack of maybe 24, 30-inch pieces of 2x4. Just a stack of them. In 2 or 3 different places, I've stacked them up. And lo and behold, I'm here working and I hear she is searching frantically for a non-existent lizard. There are a couple leaves that fall, and then she chases after it. And she thinks I don't know what she's sniffing, but she's managed to undo the nice, neat piles and turn them into, well, I'll show you in a second. One of them is right over there. So let me show you what she managed to do. You'll see the remnants of what on the wall of what once was 4 stacks of wood, maybe double that height. And now they're all scattered all over the place. And this is her doing. And there's 3 or 4 places in the house where I've managed to stack up those little pieces of wood. I like it nice and neat. And then what does she do? Well, you know what she does. It's too funny. All right, so here we go. Back in the mix, folks. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Good morning. Good to see you. I was just taking a break. I'm moving some wood out of the way of this wall that I have to build. It's the second to the last interior wall. I got 2 more walls, and I'm done with the interior wall. Well, I would say done, but I have to get up on the lift, and then I got to anchor. I got a lot of framing to do, but the walls themselves are up. So we'll see how that goes. Let me, yes, Poochie, knock everything down, why don't you? You're a good dog. You're a good dog. Yes, you're a good dog. Keep sniffing. Yeah, I'm gonna uncover some more leaves for you so you think they're lizards and you chase after those leaves, those nasty leaves. Leaves, cicadas, lizards, spiders, whatever you want to chase after, it's all yours. Get this thing out of the way because it's heavy. This was the original, there's a hook here. This was the original pulley that I used. I attached these 2 poles. I gotta separate them. I attached these 2 16-foot poles, strapped them to my, for those of you that have seen the video, strapped them to a 10-foot high scaffolding that I had, 16-foot poles, and I used a pulley, manual pulley, to pull all of these 20-foot beams, trusses up. Okay, ready, Pooch? I'm getting the blower out again, Pooch. Be right back with the blower. Lots of leaves from before. What you said, man? Yeah, next time I use the blower, I'll grab a battery. Another. 16-foot 2x4s. They don't go there, they go there. Okay. Two more of those. And one more. Coach, I don't know. Trying to get all of them at once. But it's not gonna happen. At least this is a lot easier than what I was requiring. Not by much, but easier. sand in the eye when I lift them over my head. That done? Yeah. Okay, sweeping time. Let's grab the stuff. Oh, come on, sit down here. There. These things out of the way. Always a couple little roaches. No longer. No longer. And after I fog the place, even less. Okay, we are near the tail end of our movement. Now we can clean this up and put up the last two walls, folks. The last two walls. Yay. Yay. Okay, now to manually do the rest. Pushing, side, out of the way. Why there's a dime on the floor is beyond me, but you know what? 10 cents is 10 cents. Right, Pooch? Up. There you go. Pooch, set him ready. Out of the way. Okay, Pooch. Oh, okay, folks. We're ready to start the next wall. Dun, dun, dun. That is roughly where the next wall goes. Hey, Mark, how's it going? The imaginary lizard is no longer a threat. You can sleep comfortable. This is true. This is true. No more. And now she's looking at me with these longing eyes. Look at this. You gotta love this. What is it, Pooch? What is it, Pooch? Yeah. There's no more. She was just jumping up here in the garbage can and looking around to see if I'd thrown anything in there. She's still searching. That imaginary lizard. She'll get her yet. Okay. I gotta check the length of this and the length of this, and that's it. That's all I gotta do. There's a wall that goes here. There's a door that goes here. 2 pieces of wood that go here. That's all completely open. Okay, so yeah, that's about it. I think I need a wall for the shower. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put a little wall here. But I'll worry about that afterwards. Okay. I'll tell you what, folks. I'm gonna take a break, and because I'm tired of hauling wood around, so I'm just gonna take a little break here, and I will be back on recording away the last 2 walls shortly. I didn't anchor this. Let me do a quick anchoring because I didn't anchor this one to the wall yet. You guys will enjoy that. Hey, I love my little gun. Love my little gun. Put a round in, put one of these in, grab my level, make sure the wall is level. And then I'm good. I can find the level. I'll find it eventually. Where did I use it last? On that wall. So there it is. Okay. Okay. Check for level. Pretty much dead on. That is level. Hate it when it bounces off the wall. Try again. Good, but didn't dig enough. Gotta push the plunger down here back. Okay. Poochie, no. Stop knocking down my wood. And I love ejecting those things. It no means I gotta pick them up later. All right, let's hit one near the bottom. Sometimes it just doesn't reset properly, the trigger. This thing's heavy as heck. Okay. That wall is solid on this side. All right. So I gotta put a wall there, I gotta put a thing there, and a thing there, and a thing there. And I'm gonna do that after I take a break. So give me about an hour and I'll be back on, folks. How wonderful, I'll see you guys in about an hour or so. I'll be back live at, what time is it now? Let's make it, 1:30 sounds good. Be back live at 1:30. Have a wonderful day, folks.